so much more like myself again. So thank you, Ginger, for asking for the pink.
There's the bathroom suite. And there's the bath in the window. I don't think Cheryl's going to want to have a bath in the window myself. But we'll see what she says. She might like the idea.
Sort of a southwest.
Well, it's Monday, start of a new week. Nice sunshine day. Cheryl's out with Willow first thing in the morning. This is the worktop. Obviously covered in cardboard. Got a nice sunny day out there, look at that. So, what am I going to try and get done today? Well, I'm going to try and get this worktop cut up so that I can put the shelves in there. So I'm using the worktop for shelving. I do that because worktop's very strong and we're putting books up there. And as you know, books are heavy. So we need good strong fixings, which I've done, and a good strong shelving, in this case worktop. So it's covered in plastic and cardboard. Get this off and then start measuring up and marking out. So I've got the cardboard and plastic covering off. One thing you'll notice, look, is that the underside of your worktop is marked. So that is the bottom side of the worktop, yeah? Worktop also comes with instructions. So I've been measuring up for the 4 shelves that I'm going to cut. Obviously I don't want to get this wrong. So I'm using lats to measure, take my measurement from. So the back, you can see that maybe, hopefully, I've marked, and the front one I've marked. Because they are different, they're different. The wall is not square. I'll show you on the worktop as I mark it up. So I've cut my lats. You can see there that the end here, the back, the lat or the measurement at the back of the shelving is a good 1/4 of an inch, maybe near a 1/2 inch. Shorter than the front. That's because the wall is not square. You know, problem you have with these old houses. So that's why I use lats. Also, you maybe know I can't hold a tape measure too steady, not Cheryl helping. So it's one way for me to get around it. But I do know that my shelves now, when I cut them, and I'll show you that, will fit well in there. Not going to have too much in the way of gaps. Well, that's the hope. It's not a hope, it's a plan. It's a planned hope. Anyway, I'll show you what I'm going to do to cut them. So I've got my saw all set up, little jig that I always make, run the saw along that white bit of architrave.
Gosh.
Everything always takes a lot more doing than I think, because I think about it for ages and what it is I'm going to do. And the time it comes to it, in my head I think, oh, I'll be fine.
Well, I think they're going to look lovely.
Yeah, what I like to do just for the camera is, these walls are so far out. It goes, if you have a look at this, and I think I mentioned this, for me to cut this, I have to go from nothing here across there to about there, about 1/4 of an inch. I don't have a saw to do that. If I had a table saw, it'd be easy, but I don't just have to do it at one end, I have to do it at both ends, and I have to share that distance at both ends, so it's even worse. So what we've come up with is, and they used to do this if you get a really old house, 1930s, when you come to knock the shelves out of the pantry, you'll find that the shelves are plastered into the wall. Well, what they used to do was, as they built the house, they put the shelf in and then carried on building, plastering is what I mean. So you find that, and it's a really easy way. If you've got a tiny bit to cut off a piece of timber but you don't have the right tools and so to do it, you can just cut out the plaster and let the timber into the wall, and then just make the plastering good. Give it a quick sand when you've done, and it's done. I mean, these, after all, I let into the wall so that this would be covered and the only part showing would be the top, just to make them look a little bit tidier. So that's why I'm doing it now. So what I'm doing over there then, so I've cut it to length. It's actually a little bit too long, but I'm going to see if I can get it to fit. What I've now got to do is to cut it in half long ways. So I'll do the measuring.
Okay.
So each of the brackets are slightly loose at the moment, these, so that I can put a fixing a screw into here, and this bracket then will go where it needs to go. I know it sounds silly, but to completely level the shelf. So at the moment, every shelf is level, and it's because the brackets, as I put the shelf on, moved a little bit, tiny bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's because I put the screws in the middle of the bracket there.
Yeah.
On a washer. Anyway, I can fasten them all up to go into here, and then fasten the one where it goes into the wall.
Yeah.
So that's what that's for. The back will be plasterboarded. The sides will all be plastered up.
Yeah.
And then Cheryl will do what's it called?
Varnishing.
Vanishing.
Sanding and
Sanding and vanishing. I've got a better sander now, so she can get into the corners. She wanted to do that, just wants turning. You see that gap? So I can turn it so it does that. It's a little bit out here and at the back, so maybe not there. That's better. These will be absolutely covered in books, and we still won't have enough room, so we're going to have to go through the books again, aren't we?
Yeah. Yeah.
So the other change of plan, we have a lot, don't we? We know we're putting a fireplace in, and we've got a nice mirror that will go on that chimney breast, come out a scarper. And in here, instead of putting a display cabinet in there for the trinkets we have, I'm going to make a TV stand out of this worktop, which again Cheryl can sand and stain, and we'll put the display cabinet over there.
Yeah.
Instead of that table.
Yeah.
So we don't know what we'll do with that table, but it's nice. It'll come in somewhere.
Yeah.
Don't know where, but it will. Or I'll sell it, one of the two.
Is that socket down there? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's live.
Yeah. Okay.
So you can plug a display cabinet in.
Yeah.
There's another one. There's two at this end for the TV. And if you want to plug, if you want to make up a fireplace with a bulb in it, whatever you might do, or get a tiny electric fire that fits into that grate, you can plug that in if you want.
Yeah. All right.
So, yeah.
Good.
That's they look okay, don't they?
Yeah.
I had forgot. There's two 12-inch shelves and the top one's 9-inch, because we've got smaller books. We don't know what we'll put on the very top shelf. Again,
Well,
it might be books.
Got family photos, haven't we?
We have,
Be
yeah,
nice,
yeah, yeah. Okay, good. Morning, it's Tuesday. So today's job, apart from a big clean up in here, I'm actually going to try and get as much out of the room today as I can, so that I can start a bit of sanding. That might seem a bit odd, but I want to be able to get round the place with a sander. Now, one of the things I have to do is to flip some of these shelves over, well actually just two of them. So you can see when they're being made, which have a mark on them. And the mark says bottom or something. Anyway, meaning that the other side of the worktop is the top, the better finished side. But for Cheryl to sand these properly, she'll struggle getting in there with the sander. So I'm actually going to flip them over and then fasten them in the first instance with screws. And I'm going to get a sander on them, the heavy sander, ready for Cheryl to do a lighter sand and stain and varnish. But the top one, there's only 9-inch between the top shelf and the bottom one, which means I can't get my drill in there or a screwdriver, and these are going to have to be pallet drilled before putting a screw in there. So I will flip the top one over, take the next one down out, then fasten the top one, and then I can get the rest of them either flipped over and then fasten them. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. Got a fair bit of tidying up to do, which I don't mind. It means I'm getting closer to, well, not finishing the job, but at least I'm moving it on. So that's me for today. I'll show you as I go along. you can see, I'm pilot drilling them, then pushing the screw in. You remember I said that these brackets, I've used the centre of the bracket, which has got a bigger hole, use the screw in the washer. So what I can do is to loosen that and turn that round so that it sits flat to there. We'll give it a go. And there we are, and just tighten it in, hopefully it won't move. Yep, it did, so now I'll do. I'm going to have to tap this into place and then the shelf will actually move a little bit. There we go. You maybe heard that go into place. It's gone a little bit too far. There. Okay. So I'm not real happy with that screw, to be honest, because you're going to see the underside of this. I'll try and send that in a little bit more. I'll give it a go. That's a little bit better. I mean, it won't be so bad. Underneath here there'll be books, and this all will be painted at the minute. You know, you've got this silver screw against black dark green background, so it looks worse than it is, but not 100% at the minute. See how they go. What I want to get done today is to get the tops and bottoms sanded, and the best way to do that is to hold everything in place. Anyway, we'll see where we go with it. So that's top one in, top shelf in. So I'm going to do the rest of them now. Might have to take each shelf out so I can get me drill and screwdriver in there easily, but hopefully not, we'll see. So I've started the sanding. There's one of those marks. So I'll see if I can get that out. Well, I will. The others, which of course you can't see now, but they've come out. Got a sort of black mark there. I will sand that down, but that's just the natural wood, as it were. So yeah, we'll see. That will come out. Got another mark there as well. We'll see. So I've had to use two types of sander, both DeWalt. Me orbital sander and then my multi-tool with the sanding attachment on it. Very difficult to get on that one, but all the manufacturer's marks have now gone. So that's a good start then for Cheryl to start sanding properly, you know, fine sanding, varnishing. Okay, so I'm now going to sand the walls around it and just get the last bits of paper off, and then this area is or will be prepped. Oh, I've got the plasterboard to put on between each of the shelves. I'll do that today as well. Okay, keep going. So I've abandoned the shelves for now. They're nicely sanded. I've got to find a different way of fixing them. However, what I have been doing is tidying the walls up, ready for plastering. So I've gone all the way around there. You can see it's still dusty in here. And I'm doing the chimney breast. What I've got to do, that's how it is. There, you can see the backing paper really stuck to it. And even over here, I've still got some of the wood chip to get off. You see it's very pronounced up there. But these other walls did look like that wall that's yet to be done. And these are getting there quite nice, quite smooth. So what I'm going to do is get the wallpaper stripper in that corner, get all that off, get that sand, get all the tops tidied up. And then tomorrow I'm going to start filling all the walls, get them all filled, get all the holes filled, bit more sanding. And this room, well, apart from the plastering, that wall, this room will be somewhere near, you know, ready for decorating. Now it's only April. And we really don't intend to decorate until September, October. But while I'm waiting for other jobs to be done, I might as well get on with this. You see the amount of dust in the air I'm breathing in. Anyway, there you go. That's enough for today on this clip. I'll show you around tomorrow after I've got things filled and sanded again. Oh, by the way, there's the bathroom suite. And there's the bath in the window. I don't think Cheryl's going to want to have a bath in the window myself. But we'll see what she says. She might like the idea. Okay. So you might remember in the last video, me and Cheryl set about countersinking all the screws that were already in here. And we countersunk them and then put the screws back in. But we also found that there was a number of screws that needed to be put in. So just as a bit of a side job, that's what I'm doing today. Well, this afternoon. Cheryl has set about filling and painting the panelling again. Still needs another coat, which I'm sure she'll be pleased about. So yeah, anyway, I think I've got a dozen screws to put in and this floor will be finished, and then I can have a go at the conservatory floor. There's not too many in there, to be fair. I took a lot less because some of it was glued along its joints. Okay, right, get this finished. So I'm just finishing stripping these walls. Now I got the steamer on them to get the wood chip off. Still got that to do in a bit in the bottom. Got to be so careful around electrics, but... And then I've got my trusty washing up bowl with a brush, soft brush. And I'm just soaking what's left of sort of the backing paper to the wood chip. This will come off real easy. So I've all that to do. Not much though. And I'm going to get on, I think, and build a little corner unit here. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure that out, but, you know, Most of it. These walls are done. Here, of course, isn't done because the builder's going to take that wall out. These walls are done. They just want filling, which is what Cheryl's going to do. So I'm getting there now. You know, bit of a pipe that used to have electrics in it for wall lamps. Yeah, okay. Stick with it, see where we go. So I'm replacing all the skirting boards in here. Going to put some nice 6-inch sort of Victorian style in, which I think will look nice in this room. Anyway, it's all going to come off. Good news, I finished the last of the wood chip on this wall. Hurrah! All done. I've still got where the cabinet and baths stood to do, but that shouldn't be too bad. Anyway, that's where I went to.
Hello, I am not feeling or looking good today at all. I've had 3 hours sleep. I tried to have a nap this morning. I think I got about 40 minutes. Willow came with me for a little nap, didn't you, Willow? Yeah. She's very smelly today. I don't know why. I don't know what she's picked up and eaten, but oh, very smelly. Anyway, yes, so uncomfortable night. I kind of thought I was at the end of that stage in my life where I was getting the heat waves. And mostly during the day I have. It's not too bad. I still get them a little bit, but nothing like what they were. But during the night, they're coming back. So, very uncomfortable night. It was about, last time I looked at the clock, it was about 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'd been to toilet about 3 times. So, and then of course, because I was so hot, I was drinking. And then of course you wake up because you need to go to the toilet. Not comfortable. So it'll be an early night for me tonight. I've got shopping coming from Sainsbury's between 2 and 3. And something's just arrived, which is those. And they are sort of like a duck egg colour, aren't they? They're for here, just to keep the sunlight out. Turns out it is sort of a southwest. So the sun is coming from diagonally over, and there's no sunshine at all today, but we mostly get the sunshine across here from, I'd say, lunchtime. The mic's still at it. Lunchtime and throughout the evening, so it does get quite sunny in here. And Mike's been complaining that it gets too hot and it's affecting him watching TV in here. So they're only cheap because there's still a fair bit of dust and stuff. It's not bad, but when it's fabric, you know. And as you probably have noticed, Mike does smoke, and he has been smoking in the conservatory. So don't see the point in buying expensive curtains. And then of course we've got Smelly Willy as well. Because you've just done another one, haven't you? It's wonderful, Willow. Thank you. Really appreciate it. She was quite noisy with it and she frightened herself. She sort of shocked herself. I was like, what was that? Anyway, this colour, I'm hoping, kind of goes with the theme of the kitchen. Just a second. There. So I know they'll be through there, but it'd still be nice if it does follow through. I've got some of this paper left and I was thinking either do out the little toilet in it, or when we come to plasterboard in there, I might do a bit of wallpapering in there as well. Okay, goes quite well with those. I've yet to sort the order on these. These are a click and collect that you have to go and... No, those are not click and... You've got to go in the store and buy those. I don't know why. And those are click and collect. And those are from Grimsby. So that's quite a drive. They're only available in Grimsby. Those are local. So I don't know quite how we're going to do that just yet.
So there's the shelves fitted, as it were, in the plasterboard put to the back of them so Cheryl can paper. You will notice that there's a fair bit of caulking to do and all the ends need plastering. But I've got them all reasonably level now, so I'm quite pleased about that. I think what I'll do is I'll give them a last sand, heavy sand, and then Cheryl can do a magic bit. So today we're moving this very tall shelving unit. One, to get it out of here, because this will become the workplace for the plumbers and builders. And two, because Cheryl came up with a good idea. There she is, look. Back from a walk.
I don't know about a good idea, but it's an idea.
It's a good idea. So Cheryl cleaning down. Again. I'm about to make a mess. But we don't mind too much, do we?
No, we're used to it and we're quite good at it.
Yeah, good at making a mess.
Good at making a mess and good at tidying up.
Yeah. Right. So that's where I'm up to so far. That's all I'm taking out. Just up to this cutlery drawer. I know, it's a mess, isn't it? And it will be until the new kitchen comes. But in there we can now go very tall, very strong shelving unit. So I've got to dismantle it. That has to be dismantled because it won't go through this gap. I will try, but very much doubt it. Anyway, I'll get cleaned up and yeah, add another addition to Cheryl's kitchen. I keep nicking bits when she's not here. Hey, okay. So there we go. Shelving unit in place. Cheryl spoilt, ain't she, for a kitchen. I even made a bespoke worktop, look. Cut the corner off it and everything. She's working at the moment, she's upstairs working. Of course, when she's done working upstairs, got all our lot to sort. But she'll quite enjoy that. She'll clean everything, obviously, before it goes in, because gosh, it needs a clean. But that will give her a bit more worktop, surprisingly, because all of that you see there, apart from the microwave and the induction hob and toaster, can go on there. Yay! There's Cheryl. There's Cheryl marking out for the TV stand. we're going to make a TV stand out of some worktop, and then she'll sand it and stain it. So she's marking it out at the moment.
So you've got your slant of it going in.
Right.
And then your slant going across.
You see them two marks? Why don't they line up at the end there?
Because that's 49 at the back.
Yeah.
And to get me lining, that's
Yeah.
49 at the front.
Right.
But we want 51 on a diagonal from 13.
Right. Well,
So you wouldn't go 51 there.
well, you better draw the 51 in then.
Well, that's your 50
I mean, draw the line.
from there to there.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I need a longer piece of doodoo.
We don't really have one in here. We'll be back. Right, so we have a longer piece of wood. Okay, so I will now cut it. And there it is. Cheryl's measuring and marking was spot on. Hooray! So that'll be the bottom shelf of this TV stand we're making. So I can now use that as a template for the next one. Okay.
Morning, it's Friday, yay! Right, so I've got full morning of calls with students, but then this afternoon, Friday afternoon, is always big clean through, get ready for the weekend. So that's what I'll be doing today. I'll be doing something else, but I'll tell you that later. In the meantime, I just want to show you the kitchen. It was Mike's idea, and I have to admit, I was a little bit unsure about this, but it is working, it's okay. I mean, it's not my dream kitchen. It's my dream kitchen. But he's put this in here, and to do that he needed to cut off some worktop. And because I had very little worktop, Andy took out a cupboard, and I've very little cupboard left. I was really worried, but everything that was on my worktops is now on here, and some more stuff which I've been able to take out of that cupboard. So it's worked, it's working. The only thing is I'm a little bit short on sockets because one of the double sockets is behind there and it won't reach without an extension. But it's okay because those two I tend to use together. And those two, you know, toaster's breakfast. So once I've done toast, take it out and just share the sockets between them. It's just a little bit of jiggery pokery. And then I've got my socket over there for this. So I've actually gained quite a lot of space. It's a little bit more usable in here, which is good. I'm going to make a chili con carne later on top of everything else. Well, the chili con carne I'll probably get cleaned and then I'll do the chili probably at tea time. He took down the extractor fan. Now the extractor fan didn't go anywhere, so it didn't go outside. It was one of those internal ones where you have to change the filter. If you don't change the filter, it gets like this, which is what it is. So Mike had to throw his gloves because it is really bad. Well, you can see it's really bad. The radiator's like this. This is making the radiator incredibly difficult to scrub because it's covered in baked on baked on fat and muck, and as the radiator's got hot over the years, it's just baked it on solid. You'd need a chisel to get it off. So the effort of doing that might as well just buy a new radiator. I've been buying new ones as we've gone around the house anyway, having the old ones taken out. I want new ones. The only ones that were actually decent were the bedroom ones. They're fine. So yes, I'm having a little bit of a hot heat wave. It's actually quite warm today, and I'm told it's going to get warmer. So yeah, what am I going to do later? After I've done my calls, before I clean, I'm doing my hair. Back by popular demand, I'm going pink. I'm doing the front pink. So you'll see me later with my pink hair. I'm only going subtle pink, not bright pink, but it'll just help me start to feel a little bit more like me again. So that is the pink that I've used previously. I've used loads of different pinks. This one is the really subtle one that I like. It has sort of like a little bit of sheen and glitter to it as well. So rather than the hot pink, it's going to be a pale pink. That's this afternoon. Doesn't take long to do, so it's not too bad. And when I do it, I'm not doing full head. I do like a strip around the front, so that will just be a subtle pink strip at the front. And that's it really. Just thought I'd tell you what I'm doing. And yeah, so that's what I wanted to say. I was losing my train of thought. It feels like everything's coming together now, and we're starting to be able to feel a little bit like I'm at home rather than on a construction site. There's lots of different things that need to happen in order for other things to happen. That's what I'm realising, is it's like a domino effect. So in my dressing room, it's constantly untidy because it's the room where everything tends to go. So my laundry basket and ironing board are in here. Not so bad, I'm using my ironing board for my sewing, but I want to get a proper little handheld iron for my sewing. So that will go into the utility once the utility's ready, but that is a way off, because the utility is currently my kitchen, and my kitchen doesn't arrive until the first week in May, and then that'll take a good couple of weeks to fit. And there's the front room going on, which Mike is doing in the background because there's nothing else he can do in the kitchen until the kitchen arrives. And there are things to do in the dressing room, which easy things like putting a curtain up and doing the doors. But because we've got some nice weather coming, we want to save those types of jobs for rainy days or winter. So the things that are finishing touches, we quite like the idea of leaving that until later on and making sure we've got the big things done first. Once the big things are done, the mess is over with, the major mess, and that'll be then the final big clean that we can then keep on top of. It's all just very, in your head, it's like, what? Oh. And you can't comprehend how everything has to work in order, and how difficult it is to just constantly move everything from one place to another, but at the same time unpack things so you can get rid of the boxes, but also so that you can make it feel a little bit like home. Like I just wanted to get my salt and pepper pots out. I know it sounds really daft, but I wanted my salt and pepper pots out, and some of my bits and bobs. There was things like this really scraggy kitchen doll that my mum got me, and I just wanted it on the shelf, and that's the end of it. I wanted it on the shelf. I didn't want it in a box, and I didn't want to have it in the box any longer. I wanted to be able to look at it because my mum bought me it. So it's daft things like that just make me feel better. Might not make too much sense to you. Still they make much sense to anybody, but to me, it's just, as soon as I can make something feel more like home, it's helping me feel settled, which helps me in here stay sane. On other news, I've lost another pound. Yay, another pound. I'll probably put it back on tomorrow because tonight I'm going to have a drink of wine. So, and I might have a pizza just as a treat as well. Right, I better go on with my calls. What time is it? What time is it? The calls start at 10. It's 9:25, and I need to get ready for them. Some of them today are professional discussions, and that's where I record the discussion and it becomes a piece of evidence in their portfolio. So it's quite important that I get ready for those and that I ask the right questions to the right people. Right, I'll be back shortly. I'm back. The pink is back. What do you think? So it's quite a subtle one. I really like it. Oh, I feel so much more like myself again. So thank you, Ginger, for asking for the pink. I am back. I'll see you in a bit. I'm off for a walk. It's a beautiful day. I'm going to take Willow out. You noticed how the sunshine makes you feel so much better, and it makes you feel like you want to eat healthy as well. So I'm going to do myself a salad. Mike's just had a really nice baguette. He's had baguette with some ham, cheese and pickle, which he's really enjoyed. So that's his tea. So I love green beans, I love them. And these are savers from Morrison's. Hang on a minute, I'll just show you. These, they're absolutely fine. They're exactly like their best version. Really, you know, crunchy, in perfect health. I don't get it. Anyway, Willow likes savers. She likes their steaks, so she gets one of these once a week. This is £3. I'm not kidding you, I've tried it and it is beautiful. That is a beautiful beef steak. I do it medium for her and I've had a piece and it's lovely. £3. Well, $2.99. I've had to close these because it's sort of southwest facing. So it's more sunshine. We do kind of get it from early morning, we get it at the front, and then by sort of midday it's in the back for the rest of the day. Ooh, it's warm in here. Let's just turn off my green beans. So I got some curtains which are for, I'll just show you, for the conservatory because it was really getting hot in there. They're only cheap, £24. But the colour matches that. But yeah, they're only cheapy ones. Willow's had her tea, Mike's had his tea, so they'll be waiting for the, well, Willow's had her pudding, she's had a biscuit, and Mike will be waiting for his pudding soon, after I've had my tea. It's because it's such a small kitchen, what I do is I see to Mike, Willow and then me, and if I'm cooking it takes a long time because I've not got, you know, I've got 2 rings, I've got 2 fryers and then a microwave, so there's not a lot of options there for cooking. I've no big oven or anything where I can shove everything in. Oh, so got my top on. Can't see because it's getting dark in here because I've closed those blinds, but hang on a minute. Is that better? No, it's just hotter. Oh, I've washed my winter coat. I managed to wash my winter coat and I've got it on the line out there. If you can see, hanging out there. You probably can't see, it's too bright. But my big winter coat, it takes up the washing machine all by itself. And it's my dog walking coat, so it was lathered. It was really ready for washing. Smell, you know, pockets, dog biscuits, all sorts, really stinky. Constantly jumped up on by not just Willow, but every other dog that she plays with. So that's on the washing line. So that'll smell nice. I don't know how long this nice weather's gonna last. probably just today. No, I think it's going to be a nice day tomorrow. Somebody did say it's going to turn again next week, but I'm hoping it's not the winter coat that I have to wear. If it's just a rain jacket, I don't mind so much. Anyway, I got a sneaky wine. Look, it's Friday. It's Friday. Got a little glass of wine. Now, as the summer approaches, we hope. I was thinking on a weekend of treating myself on a Sunday, and it's because, you know, part of my weight loss is I'm drastically cutting down on wine. Wine is just the devil of calories, it really is. So I thought, well, once a week, so I don't feel like I'm missing out too much, I'll do myself a cocktail. So I bought a book which is summer cocktails. Now there's some pretty weird ingredients in it, so I'm not sure that, sorry, I'm just chopping my cucumber. I'm not sure that I would try all of them, but I thought this Sunday, which it's Friday today, so yeah, this Sunday, so you probably won't get it actually because Mike will be editing the video, but I thought I'd give it a go, but with some basic ones. So the first one, which is probably one of my favourites, Bloody Mary. Whoa. And I like it really nice and spicy and really cold, so I'm going to have a Bloody Mary on Sunday. One of my other favourites is margarita. So when we owned the business and we used to fly a lot to Dubai and the Middle East, they used to call me Margarita Lady at the hotel. It's because they used to do this magnificent frozen margarita. It was like slush, like a slush puppy, but margarita. Oh, by the pool. Oh my goodness me. And it used to come in the really big, proper margarita glass with a salted rim. Has to have a salted rim, I'm sorry. Not sugar, it's got to be salted. So yeah, so I might, I don't know if I'll be able to do the slush, but I might one weekend, maybe the next Sunday. It'll have to be a hot one if it's a frozen margarita. But yeah, I'm going to have a margarita on the menu as well. Keep saying margarita. I like pizza margarita as well. I'm not eating that. It's naughty. That's very naughty. So I got, in readiness, I got this spiced tomato mix, Tom, and if that's not spicy enough, I haven't tried it yet, it's not been opened, if that's not spicy enough, from the cocktail thingy book, I got some of that. It said get some of that, and it said get some of that. And I have got celery sticks, and in there there's this very small little tiny bottle of vodka, because I don't actually normally drink vodka. I don't think anything of it, but I've got it to have with specifically for a Bloody Mary. So if I'm going to make a thing of this throughout the summer, having a cocktail on a weekend, then I will share it. I mean, I'll probably do it as a short video rather than include it in my main video. I'll probably do it as a short and just do it as a separate little thing. I'll see how that goes. That depends on what you think. If you think that you would like it as part of the normal video, just to break things up a bit from the DIY, then actually that might be a better idea. I'll let you decide on that. But yeah, I'll share the recipe, I'll show you how I make it, and if you've got any recipes of your favourite cocktail as well, you must share. Share and share alike. If I'm sharing, you share. Right, I'm hungry. I was trying to decide whether I have, because my original was, with my salad, I was going to have chicken salad. No, chicken pasta salad, and I got a carbonara, And then I thought that might be a bit heavy. So then I thought, shall I have just a small lasagna with it, or half of this, which might be a bit heavy as well. And also I got, I mean it'll all get eaten over the weekend. I've got a quiche, so I wonder if I have a small slice of that with my salad. I've got a tiny bit of garlic bread, which again, I'm just going to tell you, I've tried normal sort of Morrison's garlic bread and Sainsbury's garlic bread, and then this Savers garlic bread. There's no difference. There's no difference at all. It's the same bread, it's the same butter, it's the same garlic. There might be a smidge less butter if I was going to say anything, but that's so unnoticeable, honestly. I don't know what's going on with the world, honestly. Just buy this stuff, it's fine. Anyway, what I'm gonna, also I got one, I don't often go to the salad bar, but I fancied a bit of potato salad, and I do like the falafels. I do like them, they're really nice, and I like to munch them during the day as well. So I've got one of those, so probably have a little bit of potato salad. There is a bit of pasta in there anyway, so I don't have to bother with chicken pasta. And there's a bit of red cabbage as well, and some falafels. I think I'll put the garlic bread in, and while that's doing, I'll decide on what I'm having with my salad. Choices. I just remembered, I've forgotten I got that as well, but I'll probably have that tomorrow because it's all in one bowl. So, but chicken and sweet pepper poke, I can't remember how much that was, but that wasn't cheap. And I got these, which were 2 for £4. So I got all the different flavours because Mike likes those. He likes to nibble on those, so I'll put those on my plate. I got olives because I love olives. I love olives, and I'm having a glass of wine. Got olives and some sweet and fiery baby beetroot. So I think with mixed salad and some garlic bread, I'm just going to have a small slice of quiche. I'm going to warm it up. Yeah, I'm going to warm it up. I made a decision on my tea. There you go. That's not bad. It's only a tiny little bit. Tiny. A couple of those. I forgot to mention actually, last night I did have a treat. Well, me and Mike had a treat. We had these are ready for recycling, but we had a Magnum each. There's one left which Mike will probably get, or I did get some chocolate cornettos as well, Sainsbury's cornettos, so he might get the cornetto and me get the Magnum. We might have to have a fight over that. I usually win. Stick it in a bowl. If I do a cornetto, bit of ice cream, did get him a bit of chocolate cake, and because it's weekend, and then put the ice cream in it. It's like chocolate cake and ice cream. He'll be happy, and I get to have the Magnum. Did I tell you earlier that I lost £1? Well, it's £8 in all. It doesn't matter if I just put a little pound back on. I've worked hard for it. Oh. Okay, let's eat. That's not too unhealthy, is it? I mean, I know there are things like the potato salad and the pasta and the quiche and the falafels and the garlic bread, but overall, you know, it's not bad. I'm going to tuck into this anyway, fill my boots, and another glass of wine because it's Friday. Happy Saturday. So I'm gonna just update you on where we're up to in the front room, and then I think that'll be enough for this video. Hello.
Hello.
So the shelves looking good. The little unit.
Yeah, they're not bad. I mean, they want a little bit of adjustment, but they'll do what we want them to do. We're going to put a telly on.
Yeah.
And maybe at the bottom put the DVD Blu-ray player. Yes, we still have DVDs and Blu-rays. But anyway, they're almost done. I've got them heavy sanded. So that's that. In this room, apart from the doorway to come out, which the builder's doing.
Yep.
I think what I'm going to do this weekend, I'm going to get big clean up, tidy up, and then I'm going to plaster the shelves in, and depending on how I feel, I might do the other heavy bits of plastering, like that chasing.
Yeah.
I might get that plastered in, and of course the big board at the end.
Yeah.
And there's that socket that wants plastering in. There's a couple of that sort of thing. I think if I can get that done, that's all the mucky stuff done. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the lining paper on this wall.
Yeah.
So I am going to line it because you want to put a pattern paper on, don't you?
Yeah.
Proper. So I'm going to lining paper it. So I can do that. The rest of it though, the rest of this room, if you put in a heavy embossed on, won't need lining paper. But there must be 1,000 holes as you go around. But what happened there? And on the wall behind you there's loads.
There's either been a picture up there.
Yeah, and it's probably failed, so they put it somewhere else and it's failed.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah.
It's peppered, isn't it? Is this my job doing these little?
Yes,
holes?
you're gonna. So, and then it will be, once that's got the lining paper, and after the builders put the doorway in, we can have a proper clean up in here. And then it's up to us. We've got a fireplace to buy. You've got the shelves to finish sanding and put a varnish coat on them, something dark. And then you've got your wallpapers to choose and your colours, etc. haven't you?
Yeah. I have I've ordered some samples of wallpaper just to have a good look through. I was hoping that they'd be here in time for this video, but I can show you them next week. And then do you want a bath?
In there, yeah. I put that there for you to have a bath.
Yeah.
I thought I could sell tickets.
Oh dear Lord, I don't think you'd get much. Tuppence.
Tuppence halfpenny.
Yeah.
Tuppence halfpenny. Anyway, so this room's really coming on. We're in no rush for it.
No.
Because, is it next Saturday your kitchen comes? No.
Week commencing 28th.
28th.
Yeah.
It's my birthday on the 29th. Anyway. So, yeah, I think next week I'm going to go back into the kitchen room and get all the fiddly bits that are left in there done, ready for your kitchen.
Yeah.
Hopefully the builder will be here putting that in. The skip will turn up.
Yeah.
We've got to get the car ready for its first show.
It's all happening.
As usual.
Mm-hmm.
But we're getting there. Yeah, there we are.
Alright, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye!